Maybe. Hello. Welcome to the After Hours Knitting Group. My name is Tanya, also known as Celestia22 on Ravelry, and it is October 2nd.
Hello.
And we've got a bunch of wonderful people here with me today. Our Miss Brandy is finally back. Yes. I like them introduce themselves this week.
Yeah. We should, in theory, be able to tell people who we are, right? I'm Jen, also known as Stormcoast around the internet, and I also have a solo podcast that I do about twice a month called the Uncreative Crafter. So hello. Somebody else go.
I'm Mandy, also known as MandyPinecone on Instagram and Ravelry. I do the MandyPinecone Crafts podcast about twice a month. Brandy?
I'm Brandy, also known as Brandizzle, because I want to be Brandizzle today with glasses. And you can find me everywhere on the interwebs, pretty much as Eat My Yarns.
Yes. And I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm sick. So if I sound horrible and look horrible, yeah, that's my excuse.
That's okay, because I'm back.
Yes!
Bitches.
And hello to everybody in chat. We are watching, so yes. Play nice.
All right. So
hi, Ava. Hi, Zena. Hi, Diana.
Sup, y'all? Well, no, that was like gangster country. That didn't work.
Oh my god. Okay, continuing on.
Yeah, continue.
No one's drinking alcohol that I know of.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is clear. You don't know if it's water or vodka.
All right, I'm going to jump into knitting because...
That's a good idea.
That is
right. And unfortunately, I don't have a ton to show as usual because September has sucked. But my shawl is almost coming off the needles.
Tanya, do you want to present? We didn't talk about that.
Oh, yes, I will do that.
Okay, sorry guys, jitters. Talk amongst yourselves.
There we go. Okay. So I am still working on my oak leaf shawl. And there's the center of it. And there's the second... You can see that. There we go. The second oak leaf is done. And a couple rows past that. And the rows are taking forever now, but it's slowly getting there. So I've just got, I think like 5 more rows. Okay, 7 more rows. And then I start the final section, which is like another 80 rows. And then I get to do the edge. But it is getting there. And
are you on schedule for it? Like, because you had it all planned out. Are you on?
No.
Are you behind?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm not sure.
A super amount?
I think so, because I've only got something like 120 grams out of the 600 grams knit so far.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
you'll catch her. We believe in you.
I'm beginning to think that it's not going to use up the full 600 grams. We shall see. But it's slowly getting there. And yeah. I'm giving myself a pass for this month because it's just like a do-over month.
Yeah.
You mean last month? It's a new month.
That's
okay,
true.
Well, this month is sucking too, so...
just checking. Sorry, keep going.
It's out of Knit Pick Stroll Glimmer, and it's all sparkly, which you probably can't see. Nope. But it's just in bare. It's nice, slightly off-white. And it's on a US 8, which is a 5mm, because I'm incredibly tight knitter. I get the same gauge on these as Jen gets on her socks on, what, 0s or 1s?
Are you getting 8 stitches per inch or 7?
6, I think.
No. I don't get that on anything. So.
I'll have to check now.
Thanks for reminding me, though.
Uh-huh. And it's still living in my fat squirrel bag because it hasn't grown any bigger.
That is pretty. I love the little orange girl on the bottom.
Me too.
It's just such a cute little detail, that little pop of color.
That was totally me as a kid, except she should be holding a book. And the other thing I'm working on is my hat. It's the lock hat by Tin Can Knits. I finally got past the ribbing this week, only because my friends totally guilted me into doing it. During a VKN, they're like, "Where's your hat? How far's your hat gone?" So I got past the ribbing, and I've just started. That's about half the first chart done.
That's pretty.
Yeah, so it's an adorable hat, and I'm doing it for a couple knit-alongs, so I like it. And the yarn is super soft. It's the Knit Picks Andean Treasure. So it's alpaca.
Ooh, is it 100% alpaca?
I believe so. Actually, I've got the tag right here. I can even look. Andean Treasure in Midsummer Heather. Yes, it's 100% baby alpaca.
Luxurious.
Sport weight. Yeah. So it's sort of a dusty rose pink. It always looks red.
Which color is that?
Midsummer Heather.
Ooh, that is actually a pretty one.
Is it heathered, or are we thinking like heather, like the flower?
I think it's supposed to be heather like the flower, because it's not what I would typically call a heathered yarn.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's still living in my adorable little foxy bag from the cat lady.
So cute.
Yes. And I believe she actually put up an episode this week.
She did.
Yes. Cat lady podcast, and we have to do the CATT craft all the things.
All the things.
I was just gonna say, you gotta say it.
And that's it for me. So it's your turn, Jen, with all of your million projects that I wish I was doing.
I was gonna say we didn't warn the live viewers. There are 4 pages of show notes today, so feel free to go grab a drink or something, get comfy. So I have been working on a couple of things. The first one that I have, and it hasn't seen a lot of progress, but that's okay. I don't need it anytime soon. I am making the Carrie shawl, which is a design by Megan Sanders. It is a 4-pay pattern on Ravelry. I don't remember how much it costs. And it's just a nice, simple shawl that I'm doing in fingering weight alpaca. It is Old Kemp Farm alpaca, and let's see if I can kind of hold it up there. Oh, that looks so good. And it is on US size 4, which are 3.5 millimeters. They're my Knit Picks interchangeable set, and I think this is the Harmony wood. And this is currently living in a bag by Hargal Sue of the Tangled Skeins CA and the Two Tangled Skeins podcast. It's one of her Japanese style knot bags with this pretty spring green interior, even though in this section of the world it's currently autumn. And I like really long cords, so hang on while I untangle myself here. Then next up are sort of my next pair of brown bag. I'm kind of brown bagging it where like I'll put yarns in a bag and I'll make my husband pick one, and that's sort of the next sock that I do. So I am working on some custom socks to fit your feet. The book that I got by Kate Atherley? Atherley.
I think it's Atherley.
Atherley, sorry, Kate. And I got this book about couple weeks or a month ago, and I'm doing her toe-up sock pattern with, I did a bunch of measurements and math, and in theory I did them all properly. I actually did finish one of the socks, and this is in some fiber optic yarns cashmere in Prism Break. Actually, let me grab the label since I have the label right here. So this is her label, fiber optic yarns, and it is a 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon. And she does beautiful work. And so I finished the first sock, and it is doing some wacky things with the colors. You'll notice it's kind of like brights and darks are kind of together. And then I did this really weird, I don't think I'm giving anything away, but she shows you how to do like a backwards heel flap and gusset if you're doing toe up. And that was complicated, but so it sort of changed the colors there. And then, okay, so see how it's spiraling up this way for the foot? It starts spiraling the opposite way. Sorry, my husband knows that this is live, and he didn't turn the sound off on his phone. So, So the first one is finished, and then I'm currently working on the second one, not too far into just doing the foot. And these are done on my sort of typical US size zeros, which are 2mm needles. These are some Hiya Sharps that I picked up at the Woolly Thistle. I didn't think I was going to like them at first, but so far I actually do like them. I'm not poking myself in the finger nearly as much as I thought I was going to, so that's good. So that's kind of like my easy at-work project. Oh, and I forgot, this is living in, and I think I showed this off, I don't remember, but this is living in a Shara Lambeth Designs triangle bag that I actually won from her podcast. She's the What Shara Made podcast, and she's based out of Australia, so it's a really neat little triangle bag. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then everybody holding on to something as everyone's sitting down. I actually picked up, and this is in my super lovely fancy cable tie case for my spindle. I actually picked up and worked on my supported spinning a little bit. And you may recognize this if you've ever watched me before as my Tour de Fleece project from last year. That is still not done. It is a Russian-style supported spindle, and I am using a Cozy Rabbit Farm hand-carded roving bat, I guess it was. It's only 2 ounces, and it's Angelina Angora Firestar Merino Silken Tencel. And you can kind of tell I'm still not super amazing. Like, we've got little slubby bits. That's probably the silk and whatnot. But I picked it up and I worked on it, so that's something. And then I just started these yesterday, and I'm afraid they're not going to look too fancy or exciting at the moment. But I started my October socks. I decided to do Franken socks for the month of October. And I also decided, because I'm crazy, to make them 2 at a time, which I've never done before. And just in case that's not bad enough, I decided to do contrast heels and toes, and the toes are black. Amazingly, I didn't throw anything across the room, and it's tangled now, but it wasn't tangled before. So the black is living in my purple yarnet. I need to cut it. I need to put lifelines in the toes just in case I screwed something up. But you can see I've got my 2 little sock toesies in black. And then I made a Frankenball out of a bunch of different scraps of yarn. And I balled it up, and I'm just going to work from both sides of the ball and sort of go from there. So we'll see how they turn out.
They're going to be so awesome.
Well, I figure with, what was that, Brandy?
So, whoa.
Whoa, what?
Does the yarnet, the purple yarnet, have a purple top?
My purple yarn has always had a purple top.
Because you can get a purple yarnet with purple top. Mine's pink. Has pink
I
in
didn't
top and
know
bottom.
that. I thought it was either clear or sparkle with a different colored butts.
Oh no, they got purple and pink.
Yeah, my pink one's on the other side of the room where I'd show you.
Put it on your Christmas list.
Another one.
You can never have too many, in my opinion.
Brandy, we were debating on the purple one or the sparkly one for you. And you're more of a sparkly girl, so that's what you had to have.
Yeah, sparkle is much more. Since it does have a purple bottom, it does work more.
But you can get one in purple. And so these are living in... Do I have a bag for these? Yes, I do. They're US size 0, 2mm. They're one of my knit picks, which are some of my favorite needles to do magic looping on. And I just have sort of unfortunately, she doesn't have an Etsy shop. I have a coworker who makes these like bags, and she sells them as like car trash bags. It's laminated cotton. It's got a little Velcro thingy, so I have to be careful. But I just thought it was appropriate for the time of the year. And okay,
and
yeah, I think that's it. Yes, they're my Franken socks for October. So that's what I got going.
Yay!
Okay, let's figure out where to start. Because I have a bunch of things going since I recorded last. I had 2 different card trips, like 1.5 to 2 hour card trips in last week. So I knit on a bunch of different things. So the first thing is my two-lane highway rage socks by Sarah Stevens. These are knit on size ones, and these are my Addies Turbo Sock Rockets. They are out of Cupcake Cake Yarns Facing Fate color, which is a lovely Merida from Brave inspired color. I've got the first one done. They're shorty little socks. When I recorded my podcast last, I was here, and I've got about that done last week.
That's so fun with the slip stitches.
Oh, it is. And it's a fun thing to do, but I learned I have to actually do it when I have to pay attention, or I end up tinking back because I forget to slip the stitches. The second pair is they're in my bridge side bag, little box bag. This pair is in a Halloween bag that I made last year or the year before. This is again cupcake yarns, and I've got one done. There's a theme.
Doesn't have a theme going or anything.
This is out of her Beetlejuice colorway. So, and I just picked these up for the car trip that I took yesterday. So I finished a good portion of that yesterday in the car.
Oh, there was room to knit?
There was enough room to...
Bazinga.
Yes, there was just enough room to knit without getting sick. And that was also the vacation.
Car.
Yes, we will explain that comment later. So there's that. The next pair of socks I have going is out of a sock blank that I got last year when they did the Get Your Yarn Wish Granted that says sock knitter or knit socks. I have that upside down. And I've got, I have to take the gnome off this pair. About that much done.
Oh, that's knitting it really nicely.
These are size 1 Haya Sharps. And that lives in a Stitch by Jessalou gnome bag.
Is that a Christmas bag?
Yes, it is.
You fail at Halloween.
We are going to have to talk about that later, Missy.
Because I got the socks for Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted at Christmas, so I had to live in this Christmas bag.
Do they have Christmas stuff up at your work already?
Yes, they do.
Well, that's why. Well,
Yeah, we started studying Christmas stuff last week.
Okay.
What is next?
It's October 2nd for those of us playing along at home.
Yes.
I have an excuse to buy another bag now at Woodstock. I do not own an officially Halloween bag.
There you go.
You don't own... Okay. I wish I knew that. Next one, living in a lovely princess bag from the Miss Brandy, is my Mama Vertebrae.
Oh, that still lives?
Yes, because I was sitting around the other night when my father was here and was knitting on it because it was sitting in the living room, and I was too lazy to actually walk to the other end of the house to pick up a sock. And got about 2 inches done on it.
I'm sensing a blue theme here, Mandy. What's going on?
I don't know.
She's trying to push Christmas too early this year.
No. I'm actually... This is Gnome Acres Winter Wonderland and her House Gnome base.
Like I said.
And these are on Addie Sock Rocket size 2.5, which are 3 millimeter? I don't know.
You suck. I hate you. 2.5.
And I'm muted. 2.5 are 3 millimeters.
Yes, but this is a little bit looser fabric.
We love you and your super tiny needles, Jen.
Jen, my socks are on zeros. All but one pair are on zeros right now.
Okay. I forgot that wasn't socks.
That was a sweater.
Okay.
And then also when my father was here, I just picked up my scrap blankets because I wanted something just small to do. I finished 3 squares. This is one from Sue, and I don't remember the colorway. And then I picked up my first set of minis from Jen and got 2 squares out of that.
Plymouth Yarn Neon Now and Plymouth Yarn Happy Feet.
I don't know. I have it written down in the other room.
The pink one is definitely the Neon Now.
I know, yeah. And then my big blanket, I got 2 big squares finished on that. They're both Cuppy Cake yarns. This is Mickey Loves Minnie. And then this one is Inside Out, I want to say Fear.
That's so cool with the big squares.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do not need another sock blanket. I do not need another.
No, my big around my No Makers little squares, just to finish off the edge. And then, no, I just cast on right before we started a Barley hat, which is out of Fiber Stash, her merino worsted in the Ice Queen.
Ooh.
Which is this pretty blues. And this is actually a Christmas gift for some good friends of ours. I'm making 3 hats to send to the Netherlands. So I have to get them done soon so I can get the package somewhat put together. And then last thing that I've actually worked on is some spinning, which is pink Corriedale and then some pink fiber that Tanya sent me. So I have no clue what it was.
That was Corriedale.
Okay, so it's Corriedale. So I have 4 different shades of pink. And where did my toilet paper tube go?
It really is Mandy.
I've got the first quarter done of that, and I think it's 4 ounces total because there was four ounce bumps. Because there's a neon pink, there's a light pink, and then there's 2 like medium pinks that are just a shade or 2 off. And that's the second half from Tanya. And that lives in a tangled skein, or yeah, CA bag, which has some satin lining on the inside, so it works really well for my spinning. And that is it for me.
Did you show your cross stitch?
Oh no, where is that?
I totally feel like this is Good Burger, but and then.
Yeah, we're super prepared, guys. You probably figured that out.
One of the 2 wedding samplers that I have going right now, and needleminders stuck together, so I can't show. I am doing the Flowering Birds by Donna Stitch. This one I'm actually not switching out colors, which is nice because I can use a color copy. And I've got half of it.
Wow.
And the wedding was last weekend, so it's gonna be late, but oh well, they knew it. They didn't care.
You have a year after the wedding.
Yes, but I have, starting next Friday, I have like 12 days off from work, so I figure I'll work on this and get this one done, at least during that time, and a couple other things. And that lives in a blinger string sweater bag.
That's awesome. And yeah, I've had to make use of that word before. That means it's your turn, Miss Brandy.
Oh, is she done?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yes. Because the only thing left on the couch is stash.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with what's in my hand currently. Sorry for the glare. Glasses. I got new spectacles. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but my old ones, the prescription wasn't right anymore, so it was giving me headaches. So I hadn't been wearing them for like the last year. But these ones are just too fun to not wear. They're purple like my soul. So, anyways, I am working on my Halloween socks. These are Gnome Acres, right? Yes, no maker, in the Betelgeuse colorway. Doing it 2 at a time. And I got this little go-to. Gotta go to.
It's a little
I
beard.
got. Whoa.
You're so weird.
So I gotta be yarn. I'm using. I think these are size 1 Chow Goose. Yes, I've got them written down. I don't know why I'm looking at these. So rusty. They are going to be called blueberry waffles because they're going to be the blueberry waffle pattern. I don't remember who that's by, but everybody knows that pattern. But I'm actually going to do the mini one, I think, because I think that I like that one better. So it's living in my sparkly yarnet that was gifted to me by Mandy and Michael. And when it's not chilling in there, it's chilling in this bag from Sue from the Tangled Skein CA on Etsy.
So cute.
So that makes 3 people that have Betelgeuse juice, whatever, sock yarn knitting right now. So I think that like speaks to my soul.
Who's the third?
Sarah's doing Beetlejuice. Sarah's got Beetlejuice. That's why I didn't pick up that second sock until yesterday, was so I could finish it with you guys.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Good excuse, Mandy. Good excuse.
No, that was planned when they started talking about Halloween socks.
Brandy, what's the mini pattern for? You said mini pattern for blueberry waffles. I'm not familiar with that.
Well, it's not really a pattern. I heard Kay from the Bakery Bears doing it. So it's a free pattern, right? The blueberry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 2 by 2, and then you like alternate it. Well, instead of the 2 by 2, you do 1 by 1.
Oh.
So I find that it
Cool.
shrinks up just a little bit more, and it's more aesthetically pleasing to me. So I'll have to show you one that I did that with later, so I don't have to spend 20 minutes finding it. And then next up, just kidding. Okay, I'll do this one. It's right here. I am making middle of a row. How do you like that one? It is the Little Sister dress, and I don't remember who it's by. I think it's a name that I couldn't even pronounce anyways. And these are on size 2, a US 2, 2.75 millimeter, because it says right on the needle. They're carbons.
Thank you.
And this is all I've got so far. I've already had to rip it out once. And I'm using, is it Lion brand wool like?
Loops and threads.
Okay, yeah. In the wool, I think it's called Violet colorway. But it's just purple, and I'm holding it double because the first time I did it, I was doing it singly, and it just looked so small, and I messed it up. I was off like 30 stitches. Well then, so I do it all over again, and I was still off by like probably almost the same amount. And I was like, there's just, so I got all mad earlier, and I was going to rip it all out, but then I just ripped it back to where you have to bind off for the sleeve cap because they didn't line up. And if anybody remembers, I made this dress for Letty, so I don't know what's going on, but we modified it anyways. So I'm not even really using the pattern anymore. I'm just doing whatever I think, excuse me, whatever I feel like doing. That's the F word I meant. Whatever I feel like doing.
Good save.
And that's not living in a bag. It's just been chilling everywhere.
That's been in the naughty corner.
Yeah, it's, ooh. Anyways, and last up is my Electric Gypsy. And this is by Cassandra Rosardi. And it is in the purple. It looks kind of blue, but it's purple. It's Dewberry by Malabrigo, and then just a normal black and Cascade Heritage, I think. And then the bottom is Gooseberry Hollow. Is
Just
that what we
goose
said it was?
Goose Hollow.
Oh, Goose Hollow. Gooseberry. Why? Oh, because dewberry.
Blueberry, gooseberry,
Yeah.
berry,
Goose
all the
Hollow.
things.
From Nitpicks. And it's actually too big,
Oh,
but I'm going to make it work. So the last time you guys saw it, actually, and I'm tangled up on stitch markers, I believe I was just about here. So just about to do the little skirt kind of thing, the flowy bit. But I'd had way too many stitches. So I'd actually ripped out to above the lace. So the lace detail's right here. So I ripped it out to probably like this stripe, maybe almost this one. So I reknit all that and then this. And this is 2 balls of the Goose Hollow. They need to just rename it so I can say it correctly. So yeah, that's 2 balls. And I've got 1 more. And I've already tried it on and it's an okay length, but I'm going to try and stretch it out so maybe I can get this top part to shrink in just a little bit more because I need it this big to fit the girls. But then right underneath the girls and down below, it's way too big. So hopefully I can just stretch it down. And that is on carbons on a US 4, 3.5 millimeter. And that's it.
Okay, so then we are on to FOs, of which I, of course, have none.
You will
got
see.
some echo there.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so that means it's your turn, Jen.
Oh, because you don't have any FOs.
Yep, I fail.
Shows you how much I was paying attention. Somebody do a
Oh,
dance.
And now the echo's gone.
Okay, so I have 1 FO. So I have been spinning on for Tour de Fleece, which ended in the summer, and it's now the autumn. I was working on a Fiber Stash Corriedale bat, which was, I've been calling it the rainbow bat, but it was 4 different colors. And so I finally finished, okay, goodbye, Ozzy. I finally finished plying everything. So I have the blue, and I think actually it started with the pink. So pink, blue, orange, and yellow. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Tanya, poor Tanya, has been trying to help me out because as you can see, this is really crinkly looking, and compared to all of the other ones, like I could tell that I'd done something wrong. And I'm like, maybe I spun it too tight, maybe I didn't ply it tight enough, I don't know what I did. And we are legitimately getting ready and doing the show notes, and I'm writing everything down. And I finally actually stopped and looked at the yellow compared to the other ones. And all of these, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with plying, but basically you can ply in one direction or the other direction, and you always want to ply in the opposite direction that you spun in. And you have S and Z ply. All of the other skeins are S plied. And this one is Z plied. So I plied it the wrong way. So it's an FO.
How does that even work? How can you figure out?
How can you figure out? That's a good question, and I'm hoping that my camera is good enough quality for this. So basically you're looking for the slant. So if you think about the letter S, it slants down to the right, that little middle straight section, and a Z slants to the left, that middle straight section. So if you look at your ply, and so hopefully you guys can kind of see, mine is slanting to the, it should be to the right. Yes, so that is an S ply. And this one, and because it is plied really, really terribly, and it's really bright, you might not be able to see, but it is actually the opposite direction. So that explains why it looks like some words that we won't use because we're live and there could be children watching, but they are not going the same direction. And again, I don't know that my camera's good enough to show you that, but
Nope, we can see that.
So even if you turn it upside down,
yes,
it'll still look the same?
yes.
That's what I didn't realize. I was like, how on earth you would be able to tell?
And you'd think I would have noticed that while I was spinning it or playing it, but
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna talk to Tanya after the show is over. we're gonna see if this can be saved.
How did I not hear you guys talking about this? Well,
We
I
were
was on for you.
well, we've just been talking in our own little chat.
Oh, I see.
So because I was like, Tanya, are you a spinning guru like you are a knitting guru? And she's like, maybe. And of course, at no point did I think to look at the finished yarns. I was so sure I was doing it right. So that's okay. So that's gonna be. Can we move on to someone else, please? Maybe Mandy.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so I have a finished pair of socks. These are my vanilla latte, and these again are out of Cupcake yarns, more my colors. This one. I had this one finished. This one here. Last weekend, my father and I drove to New Hampshire, which is about 2 hours from here. So this was sitting around in the car, his truck, and the drive to and from. Because we went over to New Hampshire to visit his old boss in the farm that they have that I actually spent a lot of the summers on. So I got to sit around, talk with them, and knit on those. And that is Cupcake yarns, Mayflower. So it's this pretty vibrant neon colored, which is more me than the blues and other colors that I'm working on. And that's it for FOs for me. Anything, Brandy?
Of course, Brandy is awesome. Oh, Brandy's got a little fella.
So I guess shall we
Let's
just
see.
move right on? Live.
What do you want to do, Brandy? You want to hold them up and I'll tell people what it is, or?
There we go.
All right, let me present you. Okay. So those would be her mom's birthday socks, done on size 1 carbons out of Patton's Quarry in the blue striped tag color. This is fun. There's a second sock. Woohoo! I feel like Vanna White. Let's see. Those are her design socks, which are not yet named, made out of the Knitbox Felici. I believe it's out of the Countess colorway on US Zeros 2mm. I love that little detail on those. At the color changes. Any idea when the pattern's going to be out, Brandy? No? Oh my god! This is Liam's Daniel the Tiger cardigan. Oh my goodness. This is the Playdate cardigan out of Viking of Norway in the Baby Yule yarn. Baby Yule, okay. It is interesting name. I love that color. That is going to be so adorable. Daniel the Tiger is a TV show that's on in the States, for the other people that don't know. But it's based out of the old Mr. Rogers. And this is her spinning. Yay! This is a BFL and Polworth. It's Wintry Flower by Design Color 812. 6.3 ounces and 442 meters or 483 yards. Holy crow, lady.
You should have seen us, Tanya. We were mathing it out, too.
Yes, Wintry Flower by Design. Okay, so that's the actual shop name. Does it have a colorway name?
812. That's exciting.
Oh, that is the colorway. Yeah, I think you need to give it a better name than that.
I feel like you're like an Olympics commentator, Tanya. Like, and now look at Brandy Vogue.
And now we are Brandy in a box. Oh, poor Liam.
He's singing opera and throwing his head back, and he's putting on the crocodile tears, and we should just totally like make stuff up for her to say.
Time for him to go sleepy. He doesn't want to go sleepy? Oh, he just woke up. Oh, okay. All right, then we will let Jen and Mandy have their massive yarn haul.
Oh,
Things
God. Okay, well, I have stuff not from the festival yesterday, but I guess we'll go into things. So I did pick up a couple of patterns in my group, the Uncreative Crafter podcast fans on Ravelry. I have a coupon code from Nicole. I think it's pronounced Gets. Sorry, Nicole, I'm really bad at that. And her shop name is Mercantile 519, and so she's running a coupon code for viewers of my podcast. And she also very generously offered to gift me one of her patterns as well. So I chose the Boucle Eyelet Infinity Scarf in 2 sizes. I think it's $2.50 on Ravelry. It's very reasonably priced. All of her patterns are really reasonably priced, and I thought that it would be a nice pattern to do like maybe some hand spun in. So she very kindly and generously gifted that to me. And then somebody named Tanya is really good at keeping us up to date on all of the free patterns out there. A lot of designers will offer a pattern free for a short amount of time with a coupon code. And Tanya makes sure that we get all of the good ones. And so I did pick up, and these are paid patterns, and the coupon codes are no longer valid, I believe. But I picked up the Windows in the Sky shawl. It's a crochet shawl by Pamela H. Taylor of Pamela H. Taylor Designs. It's a $7 US Ravelry download. And I'm attempting to branch out a little bit more into crochet. So I figure if I can get a pattern for free, I'm gonna steal it.
I feel like I need to validate. I believe Lynn actually found that one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, one of my Canadian friends. I can't read the check during work, so I just kind of catch up and go, oh my god, did I get it? And then somebody else, maybe it was Tanya, also found and I'm probably going to mispronounce this one as well, the Grindavic by Diane Conroy of Diane Pearls, and that one I also used a coupon code on, so I got it for free. I'm pretty sure that is all done now, and it is a $3 US shawl pattern, and it's really pretty, and so you should check those out. And then yesterday, Mandy
Jen,
and yes.
Let me do my
Okay.
non-festival, then we can do it together.
Okay, perfect. I like that.
Let's do it that way. Okay, I have 3 non-festival.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, the first one is I got a lovely needle gauge and wraps per inch gauge from Rob, who is the fiance of Lynn from Two Tangled Skeins. I'm not pronouncing his shop name because it's not. I'm not even going to try it. So it's this lovely yarn ball, wraps per inches up here, and it's got both.
Craft.
It's yes. I'm not even going to try. And he actually laser etched Snow White, which I this side on me, and I tried to color in with permanent marker, but didn't look right because she looked creepy. So there's that. And then my lovely Starbucks had this lovely cup, which is, because it's PSL, pumpkin spice latte, and the collar actually looks like knit stitches. So I had to pick it up.
I don't have a Starbucks near me, and everybody likes to remind me of that.
Jen, you're lucky that I almost went to Starbucks before we started and decided against it.
How would that have made me lucky?
Because I'm not teasing you with it.
You could have found me another mug. I would have paid you for it.
I've actually looked for these, and I cannot find them again. That was the last one my Starbucks had.
You know
New
what
England in the fall, guys.
You know what I would really love? My knit mug that somebody's got. I wonder who that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jen's got it.
Jen's got a knit mug.
Oh, the little one that I found at the clearance store.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hi,
it's the
Ozzy.
soup mug thing. Ozzy! It's the appearance of all the kids.
I was going to say they can't see me because I'm not presenting.
Oh,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Okay.
There's some cat butt going on. Come on.
And the last thing I got was my father had asked me for Christmas what I would want. And I told him I wanted a wooden yarn bowl. So I sent him a picture. So when he came up last week, instead of mailing up package, because he kept on, he needed it for his gallery show the beginning of June. because he had it on display. Instead of mailing it up, because he kept on forgetting to do it, he just brought it up with him. So it's this lovely wooden yarn bowl that he actually made out of a hunk of pecan.
Oh, does he do it professionally then?
That's cool.
He has bowls and stuff in the gallery, yeah.
Nice.
So this is his side job. His normal job is actually finished carpentry. And I really like it. And because he wanted to actually make the swirl, but this piece didn't turn out long enough, but it works really well.
It's beautiful.
It is. I'm a little bit spoiled by him. Because the other stash thing that I can't actually show, which is somewhat knitting related, is the chest that my laptop is sitting on. Because he asks every time he comes up what project I have for him. So I told him I wanted a cedar chest. And we picked up all of the supplies while he was here and actually made a cedar chest that sits as my coffee table right now. I will send Tanya pictures to post in the show notes.
Awesome. All right.
Great. So now the piggery begins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this weekend is the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival in Tunbridge, Vermont. It actually closed up about 15 minutes ago. And yesterday... Sorry.
Oh, she
yeah.
kind of presented you.
Yeah, so you can show it when we get back to you. So that is in Tunbridge, and yesterday I traveled there, and then I met Mandy and Michael of the Gay Knitters podcast in Tunbridge, and Mandy's husband as well, who I got to meet for the first time, and we supported some small businesses a little bit. So, but first, just a smidge. So just because some of these are not necessarily crafty related, but Tanya said I could still talk about them. So I got some swag from my peeps. And so Michael gave me some fabulous smelling tea. I believe this one's from David's Tea, and it's either dragon's blood or dragon something. I don't know what exactly, but smells delicious. Can't wait to make some of that up. And he also sent me another one of our famous 4 o'clock pink lemonade teas, which are so good, and you can only get them in like Canada, which is stupid. But what do I know?
And Texas.
And Texas, which doesn't really help me because I live in New Hampshire, but that's okay. And then Mr. Michael has been on a perler bead kick lately, and he was going to make me a bell from Beauty and the Beast, but he didn't have enough of the colors, so he made me a little Cogsworth.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, 1 second.
I'll probably display it this way instead, but it's so cute. So, really, Kat? Really? And then he also found for me at, I think, the local Goodwill store. and now I'm going to have to go buy an instrument. He got me the Beauty and the Beast recorder music book. Because my musical talents are many, apparently. So we'll see how well that goes.
I'm still going to buy one with you. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, we're probably going to start like an after-hours band or something. So I'm sure everybody will totally want to see that. And then Miss Mandy, because my blanket that I haven't worked on in approximately a million years uses super tiny minis. I got some scraps of minis and also Mandy's hair. So hang on while I pick that out. So
Yeah, everything I send ends up in my hair.
I was gonna say, I think that you even had these socks on the podcast just a minute ago. I've already forgotten what the yarn is. And
Cuppy Cake Yarns Mayflower.
Yeah, that's really pretty. And then this really pretty, sparkly, bright pink, black, and violet.
That's Beetlejuice.
That's the Beetlejuice. Cool. This one is not wound up in a mini, but it's black
That's
and red.
That's the Mickey.
Ah, gotcha. Mickey loves mini. And then ooh, that one just jumped out of my hand. And then I have this little pink and purple and white and black one.
That is Inside Out Fear.
Oh, awesome. And then I got this fabulous, cute little sparkly. It's got to be cupcake as well.
It is. It's Bippity Boppity Boo.
Yeah. So.
Ladies mitts are out of that one.
Yes, because I got 3 minis. I got a Jen mini, a My mini, and a Brandy mini.
Awesome. Very cute. And then I actually did some shopping there as well, and I'd like to say that I stayed mostly within budget, and it all fit in the car at the end of the day, so that's good. So the first thing that I picked up is and this is me going like, I'm not going to buy fiber, it doesn't fit in the fiber cabinet. Well, I bought some fiber. So this is a Finn Shetland 4-ounce roving bump from Contented Butterfly Farm. And I know Jen and her husband Tim, and they have been really sweet, great people. They're a great resource. Claire of the New Hampshire Knits podcast actually just interviewed Jen for her Fleecewise series that she's doing with a couple of other podcasters. And I wish that you could feel this. It is a bump, so it's going to be sort of like pulling from the center. And as Tanya noted, it does have some vegetable matter in it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a ton of veggie matter, though, and I don't mind picking that out when I spin. I kind of like it because it seems like it's less processed. And so I think it'll be a nice spin. I don't have any plans on when I'm going to get around to that, but, eventually one of these days. And then I picked up, as I just throw things wherever, I don't really care, I picked up a Fiber Stash sock blank from my spirit guide, Christy of Fiber Stash. Her sock blanks are a new thing that she's offering. It's on her Strong Toes sock base, which is 100 grams for 100 yards of superwash merino, 80% and 20% nylon. And so this doesn't have like her website or anything on it, I think.
Yes, it does.
Well, she actually, yes. I think this redirects to the Square website.
Right, but that works.
And I actually do have a Christie sock blank already that I was gifted by one of the winter camp cabin gals in my cabin. But Mandy and I decided we were going to be yarn twinsies, and so I picked up this awesome sock blank. It's like so psychedelic. I love it. And so it's actually double knit, so maybe you can kind of tell, so I'll be able to pull and knit them. Thankfully now I'm learning 2 at a time, so I can knit matching socks, which will be really neat. And then I had actually done a custom order, and I was able to pick it up while I was there, which was great because it saved the lady having to ship it to me, and then I saved shipping costs. And you can't really see it because I have my little thingy on the bottom, but I picked up a custom name tag from Katrinkles, and her name is Katie. She's based out of Rhode Island in the United States, and she does really gorgeous, what do we say, wood lasering is I think technically what it is. People are nodding at me, we're going to go with it. And so I asked her if she could do one with a little bit different than she normally does. Normally it's just your name and it's a little bit shorter and more square. And I said, well, I know that my username is really long. Is that something that we can swing? And she customized the size of it. She just did so many great things, and she's a really great lady to order from. And possibly my favorite part about it is that the back's a magnet. It's actually not a pin. So if I wear this with a sweater or something, I'm not going to get a hole in it, which I think is pretty awesome. So she was wonderful to work with, and I will definitely be ordering from her again. And I may just randomly start wearing this name tag, like all around. And also, before I left, I decided, since I was there and I could save myself shipping, and I knew I wanted to get this from her anyway, she also does like wraps per inch tools and gauge tools and whatnot, and I picked up, she does one for all of the 50 states. I picked up a Connecticut needle gauge. So it goes from size US 0 to I think 17. We decided my pinky is a US size 17, so that's good to know. Mm-hmm. And I'm from Connecticut, so I knew I had to get it. And that was from Katrinkles as well. Oh, no, and that's a lie, because I got one more thing. Where did I put it? Here it is.
Yes.
So I think it's Michael Hampton of the Hampton Fiber Mill, which is in Vermont, and actually pretty close to Miss Mandy and Michael, was there, and I purchased from him last year as well. And he had this really neat, and I'm going to look a little ridiculous trying to open it right now because I should have been more prepared for this, but it's in this tube, which is very well put together and very difficult to pull apart. But it is a French produce shopping bag pattern, which I did find and will be linked in the show notes. You can buy the pattern separately, and it's actually a kit. So it comes with I think it's like US size 10 crochet cotton, and the lighting in here is terrible as usual. So it's just a little kit, and it comes in this cute little tube, and so in theory at some point I'm gonna not be freaked out by crochet and make a market bag. And I think that ends the piggery on my side.
Okay.
So
So
let Mandy carry on.
Yes.
So Vermont Sheep and Wool is always the weekend before Columbus Day, which is the same weekend as Canadian Thanksgiving.
So that's next weekend, though.
Yes, but it's the weekend before.
Oh, okay.
So this was actually their
So it's always
program
this
from this year. So I actually put it in the bag. So next year it is September 30th and 1st. I've gone the last 3 years. And I've dragged my husband with me every 3 years. Jen's comment about the car was we drive an Audi TT, which is a little sports car. And Michael rode over with us because he has the electric car and his car doesn't make the trip if it's too cold. And so instead of making him drive, we drove our car, which has a tiny little back seat, which I fit in, and no one else, so I had to sit in the back seat. So I couldn't really knit a lot. So I ended up, that's last, picking up a bunch of stuff on, oh no, where am I? In the bottom. I also picked up a sock blanket from Christy.
Kind of wish I'd stolen that from you.
Yeah, I like the looks of this. I didn't notice it actually looked like stained glass until I was showing it off to the girls last night. I just saw the black lines. I just saw the squares. I picked up this color of yarn, which she has labeled 95, but I am calling this Princess Mandy because this is my colors, and then you have the yellow for the crown. I picked up a skein of her. This is her Strong Toes sock base, which is 80% superwash, 20% nylon, 100 grams, 400 yards. And then I've got another skein of her worsted in the purple butterfly, and it's not showing up right. It's actually more purpley, pinky than my camera's picking it up. And then fiber. I've got this lovely superwash merino, 85%, and then 15% nylon, which at some point, when I get good enough, I will spin up for socks. And then this lovely mermaidy Polworth, which is 4 ounces. And then Christy needed shop samples, so I have a skein of her bigger on the inside, Doctor Who inspired color. And the last thing I picked up to go on the hats for Christmas from Kertrinkles was, I don't know if it's going to show up because I don't feel like taking them out of the bag. These little buttons, which are in the shape of Vermont. In Vermont, is actually textured in knit stitches to put on the 3 hats for Christmas.
So just like my name tag, but in a smaller scale, the knit stitches.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Brandy. Okay, sorry. I've got to.
Yes, that is adorable. You have to.
His sweater
like,
fits.
He's like a little rock star wearing a grandpa cardigan. Oh my god, hi Leon. That kid, man.
He's got to show up for all the girls.
He knows we love it.
That was all your stash, wasn't it, Mandy?
Yes.
Say hi.
Okay.
Hi, Leon.
So I think it's Brandy's turn for stash.
You want to show them pretty stuff?
Yeah.
You want to show them this?
Mommy, you have one more ball in the fridge.
Okay, thank you. Water delivery. That's why you have kids, guys. Okay. Okay. I put him on my bed with his passy, and he was just like, so cool. So now I guess everything is all right again.
Sissy. Yep.
So I've got this for some stash. It's artist hand dyed. It's super fine, extra fine superwash merino, and it's in the 2015 colorway. And it's just so pretty. I'm thinking that I'm gonna make David a hat out of it or socks or something.
Oh.
Now, is it blues? It's showing off kind of bluey purple.
Yeah, it's blue.
Okay.
Kind of like, yeah, let's put it next to some pink. Ooh. It's blue. It's like, it's got some cobalt, some, I don't even know, is that navy? No.
Some
like
other words for
It looks
blue.
like dead to me.
Yeah. That other blue, and then this blue, sky blue, but it's very pretty. And then, sorry, I don't have my show notes up. Brand is Valerian. Okay. And I got some Karen cakes. I have 2 of them, but I only brought 1 because they're the same thing. It's in Bumbleberry. Purple, because why? Why would I get anything else?
Mm-hmm.
And this is all, that's
What are
close.
you gonna make with them?
And Liam's having a meltdown. Awesome. And then I've been having a really bad last, month or so. And I posted in the chat to the girls. I was like, look at this fiber. And I think that, isn't she like phasing out her fibers? Oh, I say she, and I'm not even saying. It's Knitting Color. It's in the shoegaze. Wait, hold on. Because we're not 100% sure. But it's in the shoegaze colorway. And it's superwash merino, and it's 4 ounces. But like, it's super saturated. It's just, it's so much brighter than it's showing. Where's that light? Nope. So somebody sent
Yeah, I
it to
think
me.
she said she's focusing on her yarn at the moment. So she posted all the side fibers she had in stock.
And then I also got some Smack super fibers. I don't know what Smack stands for. And I'm excited to say this name. You guys ready for this name? Skiddly boop. And that's pretty close. It's not true to the picture that was on there. And I know all monitors are different and color variation can be different. But like, seriously, I was looking at it through an iPhone and it's pretty spot on most of the time. It's not, those were blue. Hold on, dude. But this is more green. See, it's showing blue to you guys, but it's like teal green.
Oh wow.
Yes, you can drink it.
I made this for Liam and in this bottle for Liam in it and me. Liam I just in the bottle for him.
Okay.
I made for him and then I gave it to him. That was real fast.
And then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Liam, you know what?
That's also why we have children. No, I don't have kids.
Every show, it's always her.
Benadryl.
It's okay. She's
Here,
cute.
she wants
She gets
you
away
guys
with
to
it.
know she exists.
Oh, we know. So is that all your
And-
stash?
No.
No. What else
Oh,
is
I
there,
still-
lady? All right.
I've got like a month worth of stash. Actually longer than that. Anyways, so I had placed an order to Knitpicks, and then it got lost. It said that they sent the info to FedEx, but nothing ever happened. So I waited a week and called them, and they issued me out another one. Well, I can't show the other stuff that came into it because it's for something, a super secret project. But this was the other thing that was in there. Well, apparently the yarn people were smiling upon me as well, because the day after they said, okay, it's lost, we'll ship out another one, this came in the mail. So I have 2 of these, and then 2 of all the other things. So, but this is
Such a pretty
It
color.
Picks in Stroll Brights. It's in the Vibrant Violet. So maybe that other purple isn't violet.
That
Right.
was
But the little sister. No, I guess so. It says, well, apparently I'm just all violet. Like violet or anything. But, so
No,
yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, right. My kid's name's even Violet. So, that's it.
Okay.
Huh?
Do you have any podcast news,
let's see.
Tanya? I think that was it for her stash.
It is.
No, unfortunately, I do not.
Have we got any craft
Fail.
alongs?
Nope, I totally fail.
I know that right now they're doing the Pigskin Party still in the Down Cellar Studio audio podcast that runs through, I think, February. And it actually just started yesterday, and I am not doing it yet, but I intend to cast on. There's sort of a side cal called the Big Bad Bergalong, which is the Melanie Berg patterns, and I'm doing it in the Down Cellar Studio podcast, but I think there are some other podcasts as well that are doing that. So, and Melanie Berg makes beautiful, beautiful patterns, and I think there are coupon codes for that as well. Those are all the ones that I know about.
I know that I've got 2 that my hat's for. The Mean Girls Knits, Tin Can Knits Knit Along, which goes until October 31st. And Dramatic Knits Fall Y'all, which is anything you can relate to fall goes. And they're both awesome podcasts. So.
Oh, not a podcast.
What's not a podcast?
No, I think it's
No,
called Not a Podcast.
Yeah, with Amanda, So Nitpicky. She's doing her fall shawl thing.
Okay, well that would work too.
And the Bakery Bears are doing, started October 1st, so yesterday, the handmade Christmas, anything that you make with your hands. And it doesn't have to be a giftable thing. I could be wrong on the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's handmade Christmas. Even if you make something for your house, it counts, and it's from now until, I think, Christmas Eve.
That would figure. The first year I'm not doing handmade gifts.
Oh, well.
I have a
Well, it doesn't
small
have to be.
do. Yeah, no.
It doesn't have to be gifts. If you crochet a tree, if you cross stitch a tree,
Yeah.
they said anything that you make with your hands.
So if you make Christmas cookies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That I'll be doing. I love baking Christmas cookies with kids. And,
Guys,
yeah.
it's not Halloween yet. Just gonna remind
Yes.
you.
Yes, we.
But it was, see, I'm used to Halloween all the time though, so.
Yeah.
Yes, Jen.
All right.
All right, and festivals, of course, we've got the Woodstock Fruits Festival comes up in 2 weeks. From
And Tanya will be
yesterday.
going.
Yes, I am going. Sarah's going to meet me along with her mother and aunt in tow, I believe. And pretty much everyone else is going to Rhinebeck.
Me. I'm going to Rhinebeck.
Except Miss Brandy.
Not I.
That's in Rhinebeck, New York, is also known as Rhinebeck, but the New York Sheep and Wool Show, and that is the 15th and 16th. And it's $12 a day or $17 for the weekend, or you think you can pre-order for $10.50 a day, because I'm just reading what Tanya wrote in the show notes. I don't actually know these things.
I was going to say, here I'm just spouting off Woodstock and she sounds awful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And everything. And
Rhinebeck. You said Rhinebeck. I got excited. You can talk more about Woodstock.
No, that's all.
I'll just go over here. That's okay.
No. I just think it's funny that you sound so professional. Like,
Oh my
How is
God.
it?
filter. I'm Waffles. That's okay.
I edit my podcast. I hear the stupid thing I say and I say and then I cut it out and I do it again. So,
But then you add it on to the end of your show.
sometimes, only sometimes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
that's
this password is awesome. But we should do a Halloween knit along.
a what?
Halloween knit along.
Oh, Halloween.
Ooh.
I thought you said a Backstreet Boys knit along. I got excited.
Do we have time for a Halloween knit along?
We'll do an unofficial one.
I'm doing the
Next
Franken
month.
socks, so that's kind of.
We'll do it. We'll figure out. We'll have to figure out the details for a Backstreet Boys knit along in November, Jen.
I don't even know how we're gonna manage that.
I don't. That's why I said we'll figure out the details. But yes, Halloween knit along.
An unofficial, yes.
No, it's official.
All right.
Whips count. I'm announcing it.
All right,
here.
waffles.
Okay, so Halloween knit
Pull it
along from
back
now until
Halloween.
our podcast ends after or airs after Halloween. Or we could just go all year because I mean all year's Halloween,
It is.
right?
For Brandy.
It's not.
It should be.
And then also
Wait.
I mentioned
I don't understand this. Halloween's not all year.
Oh, we love you.
World.
the Fiber Festival of New England is coming up as well, speaking of festivals, and that is in, I believe, Springfield, Massachusetts, and that's the first weekend in November, I believe the 5th and 6th. And I don't know the details, but apparently I will be there selling Fiber Stash's yarn at least one of the days because she needs a booth bunny. So
Yes.
I'll be there.
SAF is the weekend of Halloween as well. October 28th to 30th in North
For-
Carolina.
Which one is that?
SAF?
SAF.
SAF. Okay,
Fiber Fair.
gotcha.
Oh,
All right.
I wanted to go to SAF.
I know. I wanted to meet you there. Next year. It's just,
Yeah.
it's destiny. It's because next year I might actually be there.
Yeah, we've
Better
got
be
the
there.
miles saved up on the car, but because we lease a car now,
Mhm.
so we have an allotment of miles any year that we could do. But I just can't afford it this year. And I was telling David that. I was like, well, Tani's not going this year anyways. He was like, then what would be the point? I was like, well, the knit girls are going to be there in Junk Yarn. Kemper, Junk Yarn. What is her name? Raybot or something? They're going to be there.
Mhm. I don't think Leslie's going to be there. Just Laura.
He's,
Leslie's
Well-
on call.
Laura said that Leslie's going to be there, and Leslie didn't say no.
Okay. I'm like
I
a
could be
week
wrong.
behind, so.
But I'm
Maybe
pretty
things
sure
changed.
that every time she's said it, she hasn't said no.
Okay.
Peer
Do we have
pressure
any-
is the win.
Do we have any new podcasts anybody want to talk about? I haven't been watching anything new. I'm still catching up.
I've been twitching a lot, so I don't know who's new.
You've been
I've been-
twitching.
Everything.
Yeah, twitchtv.com.
That thing that the youngins these days and their new technologies.
Okay, Miss Age-Old person.
Any shout outs? Hi to everybody watching live and hi to everybody participating in chat. And
Yes.
Hola.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I think the Halloween Cal is officially a go, Brandy.
People sound excited.
Yeah.
So that's
Can
awesome.
you blame them? I'm
Now I
so
have to think of something else I can make.
something that you can make.
Yeah.
Crochet a
For
little
Halloween.
pumpkin totally counts. We'll figure this out in a little bit. Details soon to come, but whips will count.
I need to make a popple monster. My cousin and I were talking about popples. I'm like, I miss popples. And I used to make these cute little amigurumi thingies, but they were like popples what they folded into a pillow.
We've now entered the random chat portion of this evening's entertainment. So
You
Does
guys are all
anybody have-
too young to
we're there.
remember popples.
I'm trying to keep us on track. It's like runaway horses. Were there any questions, Tanya?
No, we're done.
No. Okay,
We've done all the
fine.
important stuff. I'm allowed to waffle now.
Oh, there's waffling. So
I want an egg.
Again,
I want ice cream. Ice cream would be so nice right now.
I got a maple soft serve yesterday, except in
it's
Vermont.
a
I saw
creamy.
your
It's
picture.
not a. It's a creamy, not a soft serve.
I
You're in
called
Vermont.
it a creamy when I ordered it, but I'm sorry. I took a little video of me because I've been to Vermont Sheep and Wool several years now, and I've never gotten one. It's kind of like one of those things. And so I actually took a little video of me trying it for the first time, and I'm like, I got it creamy, but it's actually a soft serve, and then I'm like eating it. So that'll be in my podcast the next time I record, which is probably going to be next weekend. So
Yeah.
I caught that.
you know nothing, Jon Snow.
I love you.
Oh,
I've been practicing my Minnesota.
Jen, your Cogsworth thing reminded me. Michael actually handed me a little
Oh,
Snow White that's
very
actually got a
cute.
magnet on it.
You should say it in Snow White.
Yes.
Not
What?
white might sound weird though.
Like a minute. I already said snow.
I know, but with white. Don't do it though.
I probably just
It might-
insulted all people from Minnesota, which is why I don't do this in my own podcast. Well, I do it, and then I cut it out. But I'm obsessed with the Minnesota accent. I don't know why.
So here's a question: what's the difference between a creamy and a soft serve?
They're the
Nothing.
same. There's nothing different. It's just
Literally
it's called
nothing.
in. I don't even think Massachusetts. It's like Vermont and New Hampshire.
It's like
It's
a
called
northern New England thing.
It's called
And
a creamy.
And the worst part, Samantha, is that they don't spell it creamy. It's CREAMEE. Creamy.
Yes.
It just, ugh. So
Yes,
I'm like, I'm eating a soft serve, thanks.
Yes, but to me, because I grew up in northern Vermont, northern New England, it's a creamy. I was having this conversation with a cousin the other day.
And us Canadians just call it all ice cream.
Yeah.
We like to sort of, I'm really interested in language, so I like to hear the different things that people call things. So, for example, I call it a water fountain, but my husband's family is from Massachusetts, so they call it a bubbler. Except they kind of say it with more of a Massachusettsy accent, so like bubbler. Without the R. Bubbler.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but so I'm super fascinated by that kind of stuff, accents and regional dialects and whatnot, because I'm a nerd.
You're going to have to come and visit me when I move to Virginia, because they have weird words for everything.
It's like soda, pop, cola,
They just call it Coke. Yeah.
It's
Liam just hijacked my water.
Well, that's not cool. So if you have interesting things that you call things, let us know. Like, is it a roly-poly bug or is it a pill bug?
it's a roly.
Roly poly, yo.
Or like, I've heard fireflies and lightning bugs.
We've
And
seen
now-
both.
For the life of me, I can't actually say. Okay, so I will tell you guys the one thing that annoys the heck out of me. So, like, okay, pretend that, like, my hand is, like, I don't know, a street or something, and my finger is pointing at something over here and something over here. What word would you use to say that this part of my hand and this part of my hand are opposite from each other? I'm not doing a good job explaining it. I've heard kitty corner or catty corner.
Kitty
It's
corner.
just,
Kitty corner.
diagonal. It's
No, it's
just
kitty corner.
diagonal. No, it's diagonal. So,
Across
Or
the
like-
way.
Across the way, or
Yeah, but we do. We say kitty corner here.
kitty corner. I think it's a Canadian. Kitty corner is, I think, a Canadian northern thing.
Ah, roly-poly.
Kitty corner.
People are weighing in here. I like it. So, I'm a nerd, though. That's what I got.
Thing.
Thank you, Cena. It is diagonal.
No, it's not. It's kitty corner.
And I'm still friends with them, even though they don't call things the right things.
But generally,
It's like,
That's okay.
never mind, I don't want to get stabbed.
that's what I was thinking, Brandy.
It
We
should
get
be
people
Ralph
looking at us
Lauren.
weird here
It
when
should
they
be.
ask for directions.
Yeah, that's another. Oh,
It's
what was
okay.
that other one?
How far away is it to somewhere? And in Canada, they give you like how long it takes to get there. They don't tell you the actual distance.
No, it's. I think that's a northern thing, because I don't think it's
That's
a Canadian. Because I do. It's 2 hours away. It's 15 minutes away. I don't give you mileage.
It
Yeah.
could be 2 miles away, and it could still take you half an hour to get there because of the way the
Ooh.
roads are around here. So,
Colored pencils or pencil crayons?
They're colored
Colored
pencils.
pencils.
My Michigan coming out. I think
They're pencil
oh,
crayons.
people are coming up with good ones. Angel says, back east we go to flea markets. Where I live now in Las Vegas, it's called a swap meet. I'd call it a flea
That's-
market or like a yard sale. Is that the same thing? Is a flea? No, not really.
No, we
Okay,
have flea
then there's-
markets. Swap meet I thought was something different.
No, it's
there's crayon and then
There's just
crayon.
Crayon.
Yeah, crayon.
Yeah, I say crayon.
crayon.
Okay, it
Crayon.
drives me nuts. My husband's family, again, is from Massachusetts, and his father's name is Don. And they say the man's name Don the same as they say the woman's name Dawn, which to me, Don and Dawn, there's a difference. And they'll be like, Don and Don. No, they're two different words.
washroom and restroom. Bathroom.
We're classy out here. We call it the bath. Yeah, so this is fun. I almost feel like at this point we should transition into a VKN and just talk to all these people and see what they say to their face. Do you guys want that? Do you want a VKN? I'm up for one. I got nothing to do except cry at my yellow Z-plied yarn. So
Your yarn is going to be awesome.
you're gonna help me, right?
Yes, we'll help.
See, my yarn is not kitty corner; it's diagonal.
It's kitty corner.
Oh, here's a good one.
Water closet. What?
Yeah, because of what Ava said.
That
The
sounds
So-
so fancy.
What do you pee on or use your facilities? Like
The
what
toilet.
what's that thing called? The toilet thing? Like apparently there's this word that like I lost my mind when I moved to the South. To Alabama, which is where I met my husband. And that's why I have a slight Southern accent because I lived there for 6 years. 5, 6, whatever, it doesn't matter. His grandparents say commode.
That's like the polite word for it. Yes.
I was like, what is a commode? When they were they were talking about they had to fix their commode, and I was like, what's a commode? And they looked at me like I was stupid, so I looked back at them like they were stupid. I was like, what is a commode? And then Nana was just like, where are you from?
Yeah, my fiance's grandmother
You don't
says
know what a
commode.
commode is.
Oh, caramel and caramel.
It's
Caramel.
caramel.
It's got an A in it. It's got 2 A's in it. Caramel.
There's,
Except for the place which is spelled caramel. That's fine.
I was going to say, those
Caramel.
are two different things. You have
I've-
caramel, or things that are in caramels, and then there's like a caramel apple.
Well, no, but it's still spelled caramel. So it's a caramel apple.
It's
Yeah,
caramel
but here-
apple.
But up here they call them caramel apples, and then you have like things with caramel.
But is it spelled caramel or is it spelled caramel?
I think it's spelled the same.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. This is like sherbet not actually having that second R in it, which, boom, mind blown. And what was the other one? Oh, yeah. In America, apparently only in America, we spell it aluminum, and everywhere else it's aluminium. That's a thing.
Well, it's
All right.
spelled
It's actually spelled aluminium, and only in
Yeah.
America do we spell it and pronounce it aluminum.
well,
So-
that's
Yeah,
because
we-
Americans love to take letters out of things.
I don't know.
I don't know where
I don't
all
know.
your U's went. You're just all too obsessed with me's.
You're taking the A out of caramel, so all right. I
It's
am
also-
willing to host a VKN so we can get more in depth into this because at this point, waffles or waffles, I don't know how we want to pronounce it.
Waffles?
So look for the link in the After Hours Knitting group
Yes.
podcast, and at least one of us will be on there. So
Yeah.
thanks everyone for hanging out with us, and
Have a wonderful week.
Bye.
And happy
Yeah, have a
Thanksgiving
good
to all the
week.
Canadians next weekend.
Yes.
caramel.
Have a happy Columbus Day to the
Caramel.
Americans.
Ah, yes. All right. So long. Farewell.
Yes.
Auf Wiedersehen, adieu.